Hey everybody, welcome to Clear Shots Podcast. Today we have our friend Aaron on the show for the first time. It's a fun episode. If you just want to hear music conversation, just wait till the third part because that entire thing was about music. The rest was like a bunch of random shit like we usually talk about. I think we did like a total of 2.5 hours, maybe a little more. So it'll be 3 parts. And that's it. So enjoy the episode.
We're live.
We are live. Not really, though.
So
what's going on, man?
Not much. Thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely.
This is really cool. I love the setup. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. We're trying to get like a whole bunch of just random people that we know to just come talk to us.
yeah,
Dude, that's the way to do it.
it's like the main goal. It's just fun to shoot the shit.
Exactly.
Cover some topics, be a little controversial, be a little fucking random. Talk about droidicas. Get that out of the way.
Yeah. We always got to mix in the droidicas.
You gotta.
Because
Yeah.
We might as well just ask now because we usually ask this question ever
It's
since
usually
Cody
at the
was
very
on.
end.
Yeah. If you were an Animorph and you could turn into any animal, what one would you be?
wow, it's
a deep question.
it's deep and it's hard to digest. I mean, there's so many options. I mean, my favorite animal was always a chameleon. I liked chameleons. Reptiles are cool. So I'd probably
that's
turn into
cool.
a giant chameleon.
Yeah, because then you can blend in with all kinds of shit.
Yeah, you know, it got fuck up eyeballs and shit, and you can like fucking grab shit from across the room with your tongue.
It depends on what situation I'm in, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it
No,
depends.
so yeah.
Is it business or pleasure?
Yeah.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
You know, if it's like
Like, if we're in a war, it's definitely a bumblebee. Like, there's no doubt about it.
yeah, and I always pick the malaria mosquito.
Yeah.
Because in times of war, you're not going to have just a malaria vaccine on you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's no way you're hitting a mosquito or a bee.
Yeah, you're basically bulletproof.
Yeah.
Oh, so you turn into the animal in that size, not human size.
No,
Yeah.
whichever size you want.
I mean, I guess,
But I would
yeah,
rather be a tiny mosquito with malaria.
Yeah.
All right.
But see,
Okay.
that's the thing.
I mean, the world is your oyster, you know? Like, this is a theoretical question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If I could be anything, I'd be a droidica or a xenomorph. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what would they do?
But I feel like the droidica is just not... I think that one's like... You're not allowed to do that one, because...
They're not really animals,
Yeah,
are
they
they?
have shields. That's what makes them overpowered. I think that one's just
We
like
always get into the droidicas, man.
Well, that's like our thing.
Yeah. Clear Shots Podcast.
Our new logo should
The
just be a droidica.
Podcast. It should. I have some topics. I just want to get out of the way.
He has topics he wants to get out of the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
I dig it.
I was taking a shit at work, and I was just thinking about all the stuff that I wanted to rant about. See, I wanted to rant about gender, but I just don't really care anymore. Now that I have a drink in me, I don't want to say something too bad.
I mean, like, I don't know, dude. I do get annoyed by it, but it's like...
I don't really care, but I guess the only thing is I don't want people to think that I'm a bad person because I don't give a shit. It's like... All right, here another thing happened on Tinder.
You have to explain yourself now.
Another thing happened on Tinder, and it just bothers the fuck out of me.
Wait, are they doing this shit on Tinder? Like, you like,
I literally
gender-wise?
I fucking screenshotted the guy. It's a man.
Don't
Oh,
say that.
okay. So it's like that one kid that we make fun of on Facebook that
Yeah, but this
is not actually a woman or isn't even trying to be a woman. He just dresses like one.
This is the only photo I screenshotted of him, but it says trans woman, but he looks, he's not even trying. It's cool, that's fine. But I guess my point is, don't expect me to accept you sexually.
I just don't think that people should get upset about like being called the wrong thing when you clearly don't look like what you claim that you are.
I guess that's another one too.
Like if I accidentally go up and be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir," and it's a dude that like wants to be called a girl, it's like, I don't know that. Like, I can't just tell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have a really relatable story. One of my friends who was into a lot of the hardcore scene around here, and you know, after a while they moved down to Pennsylvania, lived in Pittsburgh. I think they still do. And they transitioned, and then they ended up playing a show in Syracuse like 2 or 3 years back with one of their newer bands. And of course I hadn't seen them in like a couple of years. And of course it's in my lexicon, I'm going to say dude.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad because I offended them like right off the bat. And I just don't know how I feel about it, because I'm going to say dude no matter what.
Right, exactly.
It's like,
that's what you know.
Dude, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. I'm just like, fuck, dude. Oh, shit, dude. Oh.
Sorry, man. Oh, God.
Well, no, see, like that, right off the bat, I was just like, I can nix that. But, dude, that's harder for me to cross off, like, that just comes out naturally.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like you could call women dude, too, though. Like, it's just a thing.
I've had a few girls get, I don't know, then you were like, what, do you want me to call you dudette?
That's just dumb. Like, that's too much.
That's too much.
You can't have 2-syllable nicknames.
It's too many things to remember. Let's be honest.
It's too much.
I think the other one, too, is you're not entitled to sex just because you're trans. Just like how I'm not entitled to sex just because I'm cis. Because I'm a sissy. It's like, you know, that whole thing, that big fucking thing on Facebook. Part of the reason I'm done with Facebook. Last year I matched with a man transitioning to a woman on Tinder that looked like a pretty fucking good looking girl, still had a dick.
Mm-hmm. That's what's scary. That's what's really scary, because if you're single,
because she didn't tell me until I was like on my way to SUNY Oswego.
They ain't gonna tell you.
Out with her.
They're not gonna tell you because they know a lot of people are like, fucking what the fuck?
No,
like,
I
what's
bitched
going
about
on?
it on Tinder, and everybody's like, "You fucking hate trans women?" No, I just, I don't want to fuck them. Yeah, I don't want to fuck fat girls either.
Right.
I don't hate fat girls. I don't want to take away their rights.
So then it really just comes down to
fuck an old woman.
A communication breakdown where, like,
it's got to
be
it's got to be
open,
front.
I guess.
See, if everybody was just naked all the time, it'd be fine. But no.
Right.
I'm not sure if I'd like that.
I think rooms would smell a lot weirder. You know what I mean?
I like that's your first thought.
I think rooms would smell weirder.
Everything would smell funny.
Well, I mean, you definitely know that, like, clothes help contain scents, because there's been that one kid, like, whether it was in high school, middle school, like, as soon as he took off that hoodie, it was just instantly,
it was rancid.
The whole room just reeks. You don't know what that smell is. It's like someone just threw up or something.
The fucking dirt hallway at OHS that's closest to the main entrance, where all the undesirables would stand before class started, and it just reeked of Colonial Laundromat and body odor and just dirty socks and snatch. It just smelled like a FEMA tent.
I never understood how your body odor could get that extreme, Like, it gets to a degree where just, like, your eyes are watering and shit. Like, and they don't notice it. Like, I feel like once you're in a scent for a while, like, it just becomes like a background noise, like a background scent, and you don't recognize it.
It's like white noise.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what it is. You get accustomed to a smell. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But then somebody gets within like a 10-foot radius of you, and they're instantly their eyes are watering and they're throwing up and crying.
It's like SpongeBob. Am I ugly?
I mean, yeah, it's exactly like that.
I'm not ugly. I just stink. I'm ugly and I'm proud. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah,
also,
I think it's funny that we talk about like transgender and then we just talk about people that stink. Like that's just like how we get into it.
That's the only way to do it.
How did we even get into it? Oh, people being naked all the time.
Yeah, and then containing the smell, of clothes.
Gotcha.
It's definitely more natural to be naked all the time, but you also have to clean things a lot more, I think.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like you'd have to take multiple showers a day just to be like,
or have towels everywhere, like towels to sit on and stuff.
Everything's made out of towels.
Everything. No comforters, no sheets, towels.
That's it.
As long as they're from like hotels and they're
really
soft.
comfy towels. Yeah. We'll get some nice thread count.
I like the idea. It's just gonna be hard to get it to,
to get into fruition,
to grasp. Yeah. But it would solve all the issues.
Not all the issues, just most of them.
Yeah, most of them. There would be no. What's crazy is that there would be no supermodels like in a way, because you're like, I feel like a lot of the time, like if you're like a lingerie model or if you're like just trying to be sexy, you're wearing limited amounts of clothing, and like the whole point is to trigger the imagination.
Right.
And if you're already just fucking ass naked, it kind of removes that. Like, I don't think there's like there'd be less sexiness, I think.
What movie would be the weirdest if everybody was naked the whole time? Like, take any movie, besides porn, obviously. Take any Hollywood movie and take everybody's clothes off the whole time.
Does it have to be live action?
I was going to say The Goonies, but...
Fuck. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was Jurassic Park or any of those movies, because just like naked people with dinosaurs, I don't know, that just... Why not?
Dawn of the Dead?
The zombies are naked too, right? Alright, just making sure.
I was going to say like Aladdin or something, but I wasn't sure if you could do animated.
The zombies, you turn into zombies when you put clothes on.
Okay, that's a good
when you turn
choice.
into a zombie, you put on clothes, maybe.
I like that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Which Titanic, instead of painting her like a French girl, she like puts on a fucking parka and he paints her like that. Clothes become the new sexy.
like the beginning of fucking Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger comes in with clothes and takes them off. In the future, everyone has clothes, but so I have to take off the clothes to fit in.
Like a chameleon.
Yeah, like a chameleon.
Fuck.
It's weird. Like, would they just stop making clothes, or would there be like a specific like group of people that are like, no, like protesting the no clothes and always wearing clothes?
Like a super crazy, like nudist fascist group.
Yeah, there'd be like some kind of tribalism.
Fashionist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, like you can still wear accessories. You can still wear like necklaces and shit, like bracelets and shit.
It depends on how much it covers, though.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
if you have like too much shit, like too many necklaces, that's no go.
I think it's a good move for society. But that's the answer, though. That's the answer to the transgender problem.
Just be naked.
I don't think it's even a problem. I think it's just the social media is like crazy now. People have like such a voice where like they can just make issues out of everything.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about before the show, that Black Panther shit.
Yep.
It's like that would have never been an issue before, really. Like because it might have been an issue, but it wouldn't be as like widespread.
Right.
Like it wouldn't be as big of an issue. Social media like just blows up everything. And that school shooter the other day.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a shooting the other day.
That shit it's almost like, why do you like put this guy's face all over the place? Like that's probably what he
wanted.
Oh yeah.
And well, it's just like Columbine. They're fucking famous and shit.
Yeah,
Dylan
you're
Klebold
literally
and Eric Harris.
Yeah, it's almost encouraging.
How the fuck did I know that?
It's fucked up. The what's crazy too is that like with a shooting or something crazy like this, like a week and a half later, it'll be gone because Donald Trump will tweet some fucking stupid shit and like it's just gonna be the headline.
Has.
Yeah,
I think he was saying something like, "Oh, you gotta check into like anyone that has mental health issues and report them to the police so this doesn't happen again." And it's like, that's not the problem.
Yeah,
that's not the problem. And it goes back to like the whole communication breakdown nonsense. You know, we just need to have a talk about mental health, about religion, and about gun control.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not an expert in either of those fields.
I don't think any of us are.
No.
But I don't think there's any answer for gun control either. It's weird. Because there's not really like, there's always going to be guns.
Right.
There's always going to be fucked up people. So what do? It's always been like this. It's just, it seems like it's happening more often. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
There's also more people.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I don't think it's a gun issue. I think it's more of a people issue, you know? And what bugs me is...
guns?
No, what bugs me is obviously, yeah, the school shooting's a tragedy. Obviously, it's a tragedy. But think about all the gun homicides that happen in, like, Chicago or New York City or L.A. or fucking Compton. I don't know. All the gun homicides that happen in black neighborhoods or inner cities or ghettos and all that.
It happens every day.
Chicago is basically a war zone.
Yeah.
One of my supervisors, his brother lives in Chicago, and they literally have, like, when you go to, like, hotels in Chicago, they literally, when you ask for a map, they have parts on the map of Chicago that they just tell you not to go to.
Right.
Straight up. Like, don't go there. There's, like, 3 or 4 murders a day. I was reading that there was more murders in Chicago since 2002. There's been more gun homicides in Chicago than there have been deaths in the Iraq War. That's like an actual statistic. Like,
I'd like to see that. That's a pretty crazy statistic.
Because not a lot of people died in the Iraq War, but it's not as many as you'd think. It was mostly civilians. Mm-hmm. Like, not as many American soldiers and stuff like that.
You're going to get shot here, you'll get shot here, you'll get shot here,
yeah.
You'll probably get stabbed here.
Well, it was the same thing. I used to go to New York City every year for a Taekwondo tournament from, like, when I was, like, 9 to, like, 15 or so. And it was the same thing in New York City. You know, they tell you, if you're a middle-class white family, don't go this way. Straight up, like, people at the subway telling you that.
Right. Because you'll get fucking robbed or killed.
Get robbed or, harassed and stuff like that.
I mean, almost any big city has its sketchy parts, and I put that in quotation. Yeah. So that's... I don't know, because, like, I remember when I was, like, 11, and I went on a trip with my dad to Houston, Texas, and I remember him telling me that the original hotel that he had us booked to stay at, they told him, they were like, oh, it's going to be you and your son? Yeah, you don't want to book at this hotel. We'll book you at the other hotel on the other side of the town. So...
Yeah, you're going to want to not go there.
Yeah.
You're going to have a bad time. Yeah.
I mean, any big city, realistically, though, it's crazy how, like, upfront people are with you in any big city.
Right.
And people will try to sell you shit, but the way they sell you shit is they give it to you. And then they let you walk a little bit. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, you want to pay for that now? It's like, no, I didn't want this. Like, no. If I wanted this, I would have bought it from you. Or I would have bought it from a legitimate seller of some sort.
I remember one of the times we were in New York City, my buddy Adam, his dad, we were walking around, and there was this guy that had pirated movies and burned them to DVDs and was selling them for like $1 or $2 a piece. And I remember Adam's dad spent like $10 or $12 and bought like a handful of the movies. It was like right after 300 came out. I remember that was the one he was most excited for. And
they're just selling bootleg copies of 300.
we get back to the hotel and he puts it in and it's just a fucking camcorder at 300 and it's just like the guy, I'm guessing it was the guy that like sold it to us and then somebody else talking over the entire movie. And it was like, I don't know, that's actually good business, man.
Yeah, it is.
I guess.
That's how Amazon started.
I never understood how people could watch movies of like when they're like cam videos basically.
Yeah, I talk to people, like there's this girl I was talking to the other day at work and she's like, oh, what do you do? Like, I work and I sleep and I watch Hulu and Netflix and HBO and stuff. She goes, oh, I don't pay for any of that. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, I stream everything on 123movies.com. I'm like, oh. She goes, yeah, it's all free.
Is she like a Facebook comment, like spam bot or some shit?
No, she's like 32 or something. I can't remember what her name is. I think it's like Kristen or Christy or something. Well, yeah, she's like, yeah, I just stream everything on 123movies.com. It's all free. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, what the fuck? What's the point of that? So I go on there, obviously, and it's all like fucking.
So obviously now it's all I use.
No, it's like 144p, like not even 4:3. It's like 2:1.5.
It's all mono audio.
Wow.
Like Swedish subtitles with a Chinese track, like
perfect.
And it's like the things people will do to avoid paying $12 a month.
Right.
Like they'll watch the shittiest quality available.
I just can't do it. I remember trying to watch, I think it was like Spider-Man 2 or something. Something totally fucking weird.
One of the best superhero movies of all time.
And I don't know, I couldn't do it. The color is like dried out and shit. Yeah. Like it's not the same. The sound is not anywhere near good.
Oh jeez.
It's
just
like
not fun.
Behind.
But like I usually just use torrents. I usually just torrent movies if I want to watch them.
Right.
And what's weird is like with the audio with those, sometimes you get like super loud music and then really quiet dialogue.
Yeah, the dynamics are kind of off.
They're very off a lot of the time.
Right.
But I mean, most of the time it's like I'll watch something on Netflix or whatever, but
right.
If it's something that's not on there, I can torrent it. It's all there.
Right.
Yeah. The worst I find is when subtitles are hard-coded into the movie. Not that subtitles are bad, but when they're the wrong language.
Right.
Yeah.
That could be.
What my dad and I watched a long time ago. I pirated a movie. I think it was like it wasn't the remake. It was the sequel to The Thing. The one they made in like 2010.
Oh, yeah.
With Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think was the main character. But yeah, that one. It wasn't bad. But when we watched it, it had like hard-coded Japanese subtitles.
Bummer.
Yeah, that's... I don't know.
I mean, that's like the problem that I have. Like, you download most animes. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't like subtitles at all, though.
Do you like dubbed or Japanese with subtitles for anime?
It depends. You know, if the dubbing is done real well.
Yeah.
Like, Akira is one of the best examples because the original dubbing for that movie is horrific.
Really?
It is terrible. But they did another redubbing, and it's a lot better. So,
Dragon Ball Z, I can do English.
Right.
Attack on Titan.
I watched a thing the other day about like Dragon Ball Super and how they don't really reanimate it, but they kind of like reuse shots already that they already had to make it look like it's syncing up with what Sean Schmell and those guys are doing. And they also are watching the video while they record their voice.
Yeah.
So
they're pretty good at syncing that up. And it's weird because there's a couple like Dragon Ball Z games where you'll know that it's animated to Japanese.
The first Budokai is like that.
Yeah.
Like the very, very first one.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't noticed.
Yeah, I don't know if it's synced to Japanese or if it's just what's the game? Shit. If it's like Banjo-Kazooie where the mouth just moves.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Banjo-Kazooie's the best.
They just talk.
All those sounds.
Takes the headphones off immediately.
That whole game is
All the sound effects for those characters are so great.
yeah.
Like the fucking witch and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's
I
like
love that game.
the clam or whatever. It's just like a clunking mass of metal. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
The
Then every
fucking
time you
giant
step
shark.
when you have a Kazooie out,
yeah.
the whole game is about picking up honeycombs.
Yeah.
Whatever
That's the
happened to
whole game.
Honeycomb? The cereal.
It's probably still a thing, right?
Yeah, I
Still
think you
pretty
can
good.
still get that.
I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
You guys eat cereal?
Not really.
No?
Sometimes.
I'm not a cereal. I eat Life. That's the only cereal I like.
I like,
Life is
I like
great.
Raisin
That's-
Bran.
I was gonna say when I do eat cereal, it's it's
What?
usually dry and just I don't know.
I can't do a dry cereal. It's too
Just
too
like
dry.
shredded wheat. It's boring cereals.
I like
I don't eat the fun cereals anymore.
the
Tricks are for kids.
frosted mini wheats plain. You ever-
Oh, those. Yeah, I like
the
those.
frosted mini wheats
Yeah.
plain. Just
Yeah, man.
all right, man. So
All right, cool.
yeah, you
Cereal.
guys ever heard of you guys know what nootropics are?
No.
They're brain boosting supplements.
What?
Like
Nootropics?
Nootropics? No, nootropics. No,
Nootropics?
Nootropics.
Nootropics?
Nootropics.
Something like that.
Nootropics.
Like alpha brain,
Yeah.
shit like that. You guys into that stuff at all?
No.
Not really.
I don't. It's I don't know. I would like to try it just to see if it works.
Right.
Alpha Brain or something. What's
Alpha
the other one?
Brain's
Shroom
expensive as
Tech.
fuck.
Shroom Tech Sport and the things that on it sells.
Yeah. I take Phenibut. Phenibut. It's it sounds sketchy.
Does.
It's a prescription in Russia, but in Russia everything is a prescription. Like you can't even buy like L-theanines or like tryptophan or anything like that without a prescription. It's fucked.
Right.
So in America it's over the counter. You can buy it online, but it's a good like anxiety reducer.
Okay.
And I think you guys should check it out. It's not bad.
Maybe.
Or like St. John's wort. I don't know. I'm into those sketchy supplements because I don't trust doctors or therapists or anything like that.
I mean, I definitely understand like the not trusting doctors. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
It's
when doctors are putting high schoolers on Xanax prescriptions, that's when I'd stop.
yeah, that it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's they want to prescribe you with something. They always do. Like anytime you go in there, they want to give you something.
Every time.
And a lot of the times I feel like that stuff either makes me feel worse or it just causes something else.
The
that
worst
needs-
is antibiotics. They work amazingly.
Yeah.
But antibiotics fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 or 3 days when you're on them are the worst 2 or 3 days because it kills all the good bacteria. Kills all the good bacteria in your body. What the fuck do they call it? The flora? Flora?
Sure.
Whatever. The stomach shit. The fucking
Tummy stuff.
Tummy stuff.
the tummy boys. But antibiotics, they're actually talking about how they're getting less and less effective because people take antibiotics, but they stop taking them when they feel better. So the infection stays in their system and gets immune to it and then lies dormant, then comes back with a vengeance. Like episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta get another antibiotic that's a little stronger, and then they do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and yeah, it's just you're gonna have a bad time, man. I just somebody start talking.
Just a bad time.
I'm just ranting right now. Oh, my last rant. The NBA. I love the NBA, but it can fuck off. It's kind of the point. You don't watch basketball, do you, Seth?
No, I don't.
You don't.
I watch a little bit.
A
Very
little bit.
little.
Like professional or college?
Oh, NBA, yeah.
NBA?
Yeah.
So you might get where I'm coming from. You know what tanking is in the NBA?
Not particularly.
Well, there's teams.
Tanking.
It's the same thing in the NFL.
Just
where teams play
buffing up a team, you mean?
No, tanking. Where you lose on purpose. You play
okay.
bad
Oh,
lineups
okay.
on purpose.
All right.
Suck for luck.
Yeah, the same thing. Well, this year's draft class is considered to be the most loaded draft class since 2003. 2003 had LeBron, had Carmelo Anthony, had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh.
It was overpowered.
It was wicked fucked. And those were just like the superstars in it. And there were like a bunch of other really good players that were in it. This draft has Trae Young, Michael Porter, Marvin Bagley, Luka Doncic, who's like the best European basketball player of all time, apparently. He's only like 20, 21, and he's destroying records in the European Basketball League.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Sources say. But, so there was a thing on the NBA subreddit, how you have the Warriors, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Bar none, the best team in the league was Steph, Clay, Dre, and Kevin Durant. And you have the Rockets, who are first overall in the league with James Harden, Chris Paul, Clint Capella, and all those other guys. The Cavaliers with LeBron, obviously. The Raptors with DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. They have like the greatest bench of all time. Like their bench rating, or the rating for their bench players is higher than like other teams' starters. Their bench is like 12th in the league.
Now, who's rating these guys?
I don't know. Probably
Who are the Raiders?
John Gruden, Khalil Mack,
Like
Derek Carr.
I feel like they're
It's all analytics, like baseball.
it
Shit
has to
like
be.
that.
That's so weird though.
Well, it basically takes into account like how long they're on the court, how many points they score, the defense they allow, stuff like that. But when you take Raptors, Cavaliers, Warriors, Rockets, and throw the Celtics in there, they're the only teams that are actually worth a damn. And every other team in the league knows that they're not going to be able to compete with those five. Some of them are trying, like Milwaukee or Minnesota.
They're
or
giving
San
it the old
Antonio.
college try.
They're giving it the old college try. But then you have teams
That's all
like
they can do.
like the Knicks. It's like the Knicks, the Hawks, the Magic, stuff like that. They're all tied for last place in the league.
The Supersonics.
And they're like, apparently there's teams that are purposefully putting in bad players so they can get better draft picks. And NBA fans defend that. They're like, well, they want a good player next year, so that's why they're playing bad this year. It's like, that's not entertaining. They're losing on purpose. They're putting in shitty players to lose.
What if
It's
every
just
team
annoying.
What if every team was just trying to lose? Like that episode of South Park where they're trying to get out of the fucking
we lost.
just every
I'm
team.
the bad dad. That one.
Every game somehow goes to a final of 0-0.
It's just ridiculous, man.
Everyone's record is all ties.
It's perfect. Hey, that's how I remember sports when I was in elementary school.
Hey, you didn't want to play Little League in the summer, man. That's your summer.
How do you determine who gets the draft pick then?
In the NBA, it's a lottery. Just
Well,
like
not
in hockey.
not when everybody loses.
Yeah, no, it's a lottery.
Oh, so it's just like
So, like, the team with the worst record has the best chance at getting
Right.
the worst pick, and so on and so forth. But, yeah, it's just rigged. The NBA is... I don't even really consider it a sport. It's on the same level as, like, the WWE for me, where it's just, like, entertainment.
yeah.
Because the NBA is just who can get the ball in the basket the coolest.
Right.
Like, not that it's a bad thing to watch. It's
should-
just...
They should push the Bulls, dude. Give the Bulls a push.
I don't know. I'd like to see the Magic, just because that's a really stupid name for a team. The Orlando Magic. Or the Utah Jazz. Because everybody knows Mormons are all about them saxophones.
Yeah.
You don't know.
True.
Those secret, Mormon saxophone sextets, they're pretty rocking.
But yeah, that was the only thing. I think I had something about the Daytona 500. You should watch it. NASCAR is fun.
Something about the Daytona 500.
Something about the Daytona.
It was like, I think I wrote like the Daytona 500 and other things that you should watch instead of the NBA.
So like almost everything.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly just the Daytona 500 and like last year's Daytona 500.
I miss Vince Carter, dude. I just want to see.
He still
dunks.
plays.
He still plays,
Dude, yeah, he does.
Dude,
What?
he's still a monster.
How old is he now?
41.
Dude, yeah.
The dude's fucking. He's got like crutches and shit.
Dude,
he's walking with a
Dude,
cane.
I remember when he was on the Raptors.
Yeah.
That was like, well, other than the fact that there was a raptor on their logo, but
Yeah.
that was like the only player that I knew other than Michael Jordan for the longest time.
When he dunked over a guy that was like 7'2" or some shit. Like do you remember that? Have you
I
ever
think
seen
I
that?
heard about
He
that.
fucking jumped over a guy that was 7'2" in the Olympics and dunked over him and completely like the most disrespectful thing of all time.
Why not?
He's not even fair. He's like if you put 99 dunks on a character in NBA 2K, and like
It's amazing.
that's literally what it is. But now he's walking with a cane and shit down until half court. Until half court, then he throws it off.
Dirk Nowitzki still plays. I think he's like 40.
He still plays too.
Yeah, he's not bad. I mean, he's not great.
I like him a lot.
I like Dirk. There's a crazy thing about these NBA fans from China that went to a Mavericks game, and they had posters that said, 7,000 miles to see my idol or to see my hero. And it was this Chinese dude. And at the bottom it said, please take a picture with me. And Dirk took a picture with the guy, and he just got so flooded with happiness that he just broke down. And I thought to myself, I'll never be that in love with anything in my life. Unless I got a picture with like a girl that was in love with me.
Jeez.
And then I'd break down. But but I'm just like, that guy got a picture with Dirk and his life's complete.
Well, yeah, man.
I would love to get a picture with Dirk, dude. Motherfucker's he's like 7'3" or some shit.
You'd have to do it in portrait mode though.
Do landscape mode. It's just like
It's
my
just-
head is just like next to his dick.
Or it's just you and then his torso.
Yeah,
Aw.
fucking hell.
He's crouching in that photo.
Yeah, so I ate a pound of Hot Pockets yesterday.
A pound.
A pound.
That, like, you don't know how many, like, individual
No,
Hot Pockets you
it was
ate?
two. It was
Oh,
two.
okay.
But they were a half pound each.
So they're huge Hot Pockets?
Dude, fuck, they're like that big.
They're like subs. They're
Yeah.
basically subs.
They're like
Okay.
Stromboli.
I didn't know they made super big Hot Pockets.
I've only ever found them at Garofalo's.
Okay. That's
I'm gonna have to-
interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this.
They're pretty good. The only bad part is they don't really cook evenly because they're so fucking massive. Unless you can cook them in the oven. That's
I mean,
probably
do they
optimal
come
way
with
to
the
cook 'em.
sleeves?
No.
What?
There's no
What
sleeve.
a
What?
what a fucking ripoff! You have to buy. They're sold separately.
They're
Are
Hot
they
Pocket
even
sleeves.
real Hot
They're
Pockets?
loot boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Are they, like, legitimate Hot Pockets? Like,
I got a feeling that's a no.
Maybe not. I don't know. It says Hot Pocket on the wrapper.
Do they have giant lean pockets? Or only Hot Pockets? What are the ones that are kind of diamond shaped? Are they still Hot Pockets? They have the ones that are kind of like, they got like flaky crust.
They're the Hot Pocket minis. Hot Pocket bites. They're like that big. They're like
He knows
that.
his Hot Pockets. I don't know. I don't know.
Like that
Either.
big.
yeah, because, you know, a regular size Hot Pocket is so filling.
Yeah.
You need a tiny ass one.
Yeah. Well, it's more of the
they
convenience.
come in like a bag of 20 or something.
Right,
It's
right.
a convenience factor kind of thing. You
They're
Yeah,
disgusting. They're disgusting.
They're
though.
poppable.
They're like the Totinos of Hot Pockets, which is not something you ever want to be.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like sometimes I want to be like a pizza bite.
Yeah, those are great. I like the amount of air in them. for some reason. There's something satisfying about biting into that little pocket of air and then getting a little bit of sauce and burning your tongue.
Right. Or you bite into the opposite end, everything is completely burnt.
Yeah.
And it's like hard and chewy.
One side's rock hard and the other side's chewy. Yeah, they're great. We should have a...
We should be eating.
We should do that every time. Just have a bowl of pizza bites. It's honestly genius.
How are we going to cook them? There's no microwave up here.
Just breathe on them. Exhale on them.
We'll figure it out.
So I brought some Johnny bootleggers.
Yeah.
Brought one for each of us.
What flavors?
I got
They look terrifying, I won't lie.
They're terrifying.
we got a Sing Song Sour Grape. We got a Juice Joint Watermelon. And Alcatraz Sour Apple. And the label on this one is off. Wicked bad.
They all sound pretty great.
So, Aaron, which one would you like? We have to chug these as fast as possible. That's the only way.
God, that's not happening.
Yeah, it is. They're only 7 ounces.
It's like 0% alcohol.
I
It's
don't know.
like 12%.
Give me either watermelon or sour apple. Doesn't matter. Alright. Watermelon it is.
I don't know. That dark one's scaring the shit out of me. Man.
It's actually just like tobacco spit.
That's what it looks like.
It's like a shot
What
of
is it
Jaeger
again?
with tobacco
What's the
spit.
flavor?
Grape?
Sour grape.
Oh.
Sour grape.
Sour apple.
Oh, okay. I'll take either of them, I guess. You convinced me.
All right. So,
Oh my god. Sing Sing Sour.
I thought it was Sing Song. It's Sing Sing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it says Sing Sing. They're two sings.
Get ready for the texture. It's going to freak you out.
Texture.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
This is terrifying. Alright.
Oh god.
Alright.
This is a horrible idea. Let's not do this again.
It's really?
That's not what I would do.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's like a really cheap Jello shot mix. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a mixer situation.
I mixed it with vodka once. That I had a bad time.
I bet.
I had a really bad time.
It seems like you have a bad time mixing malt liquor with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I drink it.
It's kind of like I said when Cody was on here. It's like that those popsicles.
The flavor ice.
Yeah, melted
ones,
flavor ice.
Like in the tubes.
Yeah, it's like a melted flavor ice. That's the only thing I can think of to compare it to.
Oh, fuck me. See, I feel like it'd be good mixed with a Jaeger.
Oh, I would say no. As a person that tortures themselves monthly with Jaeger, I don't think I could.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, definitely not with that attitude.
I haven't had Jaeger in a while.
I haven't had Jaeger since New Year's.
Yep.
That was a good New Year's.
It was a great time.
But I think my favorite part was when we were sitting there and we were just watching random YouTube videos and music videos and stuff, and look at my phone. I'm like, 2018. And I remember we just look at each other. We're like, cool, Happy New Year. And then it was it.
Yeah, basically. That was it.
It was no nonsense, no stress. We were too blessed to be stressed.
No, it was perfect. We just sat there and watched Memory Hole.
That was fucked. Everybody that I've shown Memory Hole has been upset with me after.
Upset?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm disappointed in them.
Me too. It's pretty good.
It's beautiful.
Oh, we watched all those. Remember those Adult Swim things?
The Adult Swim things?
We didn't watch Too Many Cooks, but we watched the other two.
Oh, like the random shorts kind of thing?
Yeah, the unedited footage of a bear. And
oh, yeah. Yeah.
The one where they're in the house, it's the multiple.
That one is.
Oh,
that
that's
one
kind of
fucks
cool.
with me.
Yeah.
Multiple shots of the house.
When the guy is going on like a fucking. Who's the cultist? that the Jonestown. He went on like a Jonestown rant. He was
Right.
like, "We're a family. We stick
yeah,
together."
that part.
That
Yeah,
like,
while
he's
his
just
daughter's
going
singing
off
through
and
the
his da-
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember that.
They fucking they had a website. I think I told you about this.
Yeah.
Called for this. What was the? Was it the?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
of it. It's
that.
called something Surveillance Solutions, like Static Surveillance Solutions. Is like the company from This House Has People in It that you're spying on the family
Right.
through, and they have a website that had hundreds of extra clips from This House Has People in It, and they took the website down for like 2 or 3 weeks and brought it back up, and it was like another 100 or so brand new fucking clips of it. And people are trying to figure out like the story. I guess they're trying to piece it all together, and it's pretty interesting.
It's too much. It's too
Well,
much.
it's sort of like the
Right.
the Cloverfield. Remember was it Cloverfield? The viral marketing for that.
Oh, dude.
You go online and you.
Dude, the initial marketing for the first Cloverfield movie was great. Speaking of which,
Well,
you guys
Halo
see
3 did
Paradox?
that too.
Yeah?
Yeah, something like that. They did Bungie.net had like some crazy fucking, cryptic messages and shit like that.
Huh.
But yeah, I watched Cloverfield the other day.
Yeah, the Cloverfield Paradox. What did you think of it?
It's a good watch.
Right.
It's not anything like crazy.
Oh,
what is he
no.
doing right now? Look at
It's getting something to cry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we can cut it off in a bit.
But yeah, I thought it was a good watch. It's not like you're not really investing too much time either because it's not even 2 hours long. It's
No.
like an hour and 45.
Yeah,
or
it's a
something.
normal length movie.
So, but I thought it was cool. I think they all take place at like the same time in the timeline, basically.
Kind of,
I couldn't
sort
tell
of.
like a lot of the connection.
I mean, there's the part where they're watching the news, and the guy is saying when they fire off, that power reactor or whatever, it could fuck up multiple different timelines and universes and whatnot. So, like, yeah, they leave it very ambiguous to whether or not, if it's all in the same universe, all in the same timeline. But it was, well, spoiler alert, you get to see the monster at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that part was cool, and I thought the movie was visually awesome.
Yeah.
The monster is ginormous at the end. Is it the same one?
It's
Spoiler
bigger.
alert.
It's
Yeah,
bigger.
It's
It's definitely bigger.
'Cause it's like in the clouds.
yeah. It's past like the atmosphere. Yeah, it's fucking ginormous. But no, someone on like, I don't know, Reddit or whatever, they actually did like a size comparison, and yeah, that must be like the adult.
Yeah, there's
That's
multiple.
terrifying.
Apparently, there's multiple monsters.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, so also spoiler, the whole world gets fucked up. So
I think that the satellite had something to do with it too, because I remember at the end of the first Cloverfield movie, you see the satellite that comes through the video at the end, and I think that might had something to do with what they were doing up there. But
Yeah, because at the very end,
yeah, you
it's
see like a
flashbacks.
comet or something when they're on Coney Island.
Something falls.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories. I mean, before Cloverfield Paradox came out, everyone just thought that was like the actual like egg or whatever.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe that's how they're gonna tie it in, which is pretty cool. But I want to see another movie where the monster destroys shit.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like that they're all totally different.
I never
in their
got to
own
actually
ways.
see.
10 Cloverfield.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, you should check that out.
That's honestly the best of the
John
three.
Goodman is
Really?
great in
Yeah.
that.
It's
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, for a found footage movie, the first Cloverfield is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right.
It really is. It's great. But 10 Cloverfield Lane is just it's awesome. I just love that it's Cloverfield, that Cloverfield, like the trademark,
Right.
is more of a
It's like an anthology.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, that's what they tried doing with Halloween. That's why, like, the first couple, you have Mike Myers, and then you get that third one with, like, the
Yeah.
masks.
It was totally
'Cause-
different.
Yeah. Because John Carpenter wanted to do a whole anthology.
Yeah,
that
it was supposed to be just
with
a
like
weird,
copycat killers and shit.
Yeah, well, no, it was like, after the third one, they were all supposed to be different. He wanted to
Different.
completely ditch the whole
Yeah.
Mike Myers thing, but they were like, "Well, we've already spent so much time like building Mike Myers as
Well,
like
plus it was
character, I guess.
received. It was received really well, too.
right."
So that people wanted that.
Oh yeah,
How do you guys feel about the Rob Zombie Halloween? Are you for it?
It's good. It's just not the same. I like.
it's all right. It's just grittier. That's really
Yeah, and they told some of the story a little bit deeper.
Right.
Some parts of
yeah.
it.
He gave a cool interpretation,
Mhm.
you know. But like, in all actuality, I don't think I saw the second Halloween movie he did, because I think he did more than one.
He did too, yeah.
Because I remember seeing the first one, because that one ends where like his sister literally like blows Mike Myers' brains out, and then it's like, how are they gonna make a second one?
It's
And
just
he does it
nothing.
anyways.
Nothing really. You can't beat the first one. It's just
No.
Oh yeah,
a classic.
How do you feel about the other Rob Zombie movies? House of a Thousand Corpses. The
Oh, those
Devil's
are cool.
Rejects,
I liked House of Thousand Corpses.
Lords of Salem.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't think I have either.
We've never seen any of them, but
No.
let's talk about it.
I don't.
anyway.
I don't
Why
know.
not?
Now that I think about it, I don't think I finished it.
Well, I hate to cut it off, but I think we're like an hour in almost.
yeah,
All
easily.
So
I
we'll
gotta-
take a.
Thing on YouTube to show you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna take a $5 then.
without a
It's-
doubt.
I guess we'll see you in like a day or so.
Yeah.
Theoretically, to you, not for us. And us, for us, it'll be like 5 minutes.
You made this joke last time, you fuck.
Did I? No,
You did.
it wasn't the same.
Yeah, you did.
I formatted it differently.
Oh no, maybe Graham said it. I think you were like, "We'll see ya. We'll be back at 5," and Graham's like, "Technically tomorrow," or maybe it was you.
Yeah, I think it was Graham.
Maybe
It was formatted differently.
fucking
right?
Graham. God
Christ
damn
almighty.
it.
Jesus Christ.
Clear Shots Podcast is available on any of your favorite podcasting websites or applications. You can check us out at clearshotspodcast.com to hear any of the episodes. Also, follow us on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/clearshotspodcast to get there. And you can also check us out on Twitter at clearshotspod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.